So yeah, I left the prison, went to Reading. My counsellor picked me up at Twyford train station. Marcus Foy, his name is. He's an ex-addict, and that most of the people in the place are ex-addicts and that as well. We had a little chat before we got to the place, yeah, and it must have been the Holy Spirit that said this and not me, because I said to him after about 3 minutes of talking to the man, and we just exchanged like people that we knew from Brixton and blah, blah, blah. I said to him, I'm not going back, you know. Yeah, I would never have said that in a million years, yeah, because number one, I don't know no one there, meaning I didn't know none of the staff, I didn't know none of the other residents that were there, I ain't even seen the place, I don't even know if I'm gonna like the whatever there, yeah. I would have at least waited till I got there and settled in after a few days to really make up my mind whether I was gonna stay there or not. But I decided quick time that they weren't gonna be an option. Yeah, and prayed about it. That's one thing that I found back in jail, was to pick my Bible back up now and start focusing on it and making that my number one priority before anything else. That was the most important thing for me, and I gained strength from it. That's where I gained the strength from to refuse drugs on my birthday. That's where I gained the strength from to not take 18 days and come back out on the street. That's where I gained the strength to get my mind in gear to know, so listen, big changes are coming for you soon now, so you better start preparing for it now before you even get there. So I got to the rehab. 3 weeks that I was there, they just give you like, and when I say Christian based, anybody would have thought it would be an easy place for you to recover. Forget that. Trust me, it was the hardest place that mentally, yeah, any other rehabilitation centre, they make them look stupid. And I've never been to another rehab, but I've heard about people going to them. What they dealt with was the root causes of your addiction. That's the key for your recovery, yeah? So all of the fear and the anger and the rejection and fear of rejection and abandonment, all of them feelings that I've been holding down for so long since I was a little kid, I had to write an autobiography. So I wrote that out, and all the steps through the rehabilitation centre, they got a life recovery Bible, yeah? And it is, I wish I would have brought mine with me today, man. It is the bomb, yeah? That's what they do the program of. And they go through about forgiving other people, and they go through the range of things. The same teaching that it's got in the Bible, that's how they run the program. So when I wrote my autobiography, which I would have never done this as well, this is to show you that God definitely was involved in changing me, transforming me. This was part of the process, yeah? I had to write down my whole life story from the earliest age that I could remember anything. And they said focus on and concentrate on between ages of 6, from early memories to about 12 years old, because that's where the seeds have been sown in your mind that you have not been able to talk about, or you have not been able to voice. They're things that you've hidden from everybody. You've even hidden them from yourself, and they're so deeply hidden inside of you. That's what's making you take drinks, and that's what's making you take drugs. So I've done my autobiography. The fear that I felt before I had to read it, from 3 days before I had to read it, never felt no fear like it in my life, man. It kind of like immobilized me, man. It paralyzed me. My mind took on a different mindset where I couldn't think about anything else. All I could think about was the fear of reading out this part of my life that I'd never said to anyone at all. I never would have thought I would have been brave enough to do it, man, but I just kept praying about it. That's one thing that I used to do, to say to God, please, just give me the strength to get through this. Because I'm told by all the counsellors and all that once you confess it, once you speak about it, the power that it's had over you for how long, 25 years or longer, it won't have no more power over you. God will take away that power, yeah, and you won't worry about what anyone's gonna say, because you're in a safe environment, and everybody who's in this rehab has been through the same kind of like similar things, yeah. And I was sexually abused when I was a kid, yeah, and I would have never told that to anybody, and I definitely wouldn't have told you that now if I wasn't over it, yeah. Like that's what it gave to me. It gave me my power back about anything that's happened to my life, because at the end of the day, some of the things I was a victim, so I shouldn't really beat myself up about it. And the acceptance, significance, security thing is like wondering what other people are going to think if they find out about it. They're going to think you're weak, they're going to think you're stupid, they're going to think you're a fool, they're going to think this, they're going to think, your mind will take you on a million different what they're going to think. when the end of the day, they're going to think that you're a brave person for even think about saying it. So I read my autobiography after I kept praying about it, and it paralyzed me that much that at one point I was standing there. I remember I didn't have my altar with me, but it's 2 days to go before I was supposed to read it in front of a room full of 14 other residents and 4 counsellors. And the only thoughts that was going through my mind is like my mind was just screaming out to me, get out of here, get out of here, get out of here, get out of here, get out of here. And it did come into my mind at one point. I even knew about how I was going to get to the train station. I knew how I was going to leave Yeldhall Manor. I would have broke the record to get down. It's a long drive, you know, trust me, I would have broke the record. If anyone would have tried to stop me, boy, I wouldn't have been responsible for my actions. I knew where I was going to catch the train. I know which crack house I was going to go to in Brixton. I know which drug dealer I was going to get the white from. I knew which drug dealer I was going to get the brown from. And then my mind was telling me, yeah, my twisted thinking was saying to me, then everything's going to be all right, yeah. But no, it wouldn't have been. And good thing I prayed and I prayed and I prayed, and God gave me the strength, man. And when the morning came for me to read it, my counsellor said to me, just keep practicing reading it. Keep practice reading it. Keep practice reading it. And I practiced reading it. And I read it out, man. And it was fantastic. I got loads of big ups. People came and there was understanding, and like it was like I was thinking to myself, wow, this has been tormenting you for since as long back as you can remember. So from I actually done that in the first 3 weeks that I was in the program, I just dived into the program head first, man, and just done everything to the best of my ability and beyond. I went the extra mile, and it seemed to me, yeah, that God was dealing with my program, and he still is dealing with my program, because doors just started open. The most prestigious job that they had in there was the housekeeper, and me and my counsellor was thinking about it, and he goes to me, listen, I want you, as all of my counsellors, I like them to have decent jobs, yeah, because of the responsibility of it, because you're coming from a background where you ain't had no responsibilities. You've been a drug addict and an alcoholic for X amount of years, so responsibility is not friends with you. So I want you to have a responsible job where your planning and your communication and your responsibility, you can start building on them now. And I just thought about having the housekeeping job. That's what he said to me, he wanted me to have the housekeeping job, and I thought about it for a weekend, yeah. Prayed about it as well, and I thought about it a bit more. And on the Monday, I was going to say to him in my next counselling session, yeah, that's the job I'm going to go for, yeah. Monday, I didn't think about it. We had a counselling session, and as we were just getting ready to leave, he said, oh yeah, Stephen, then one more thing. He goes, a job might be coming available soon. I think you should apply for it. And he picked down this form like this, and I said, hold it right there. I got my pen out, and I written my housekeeper. And he gave me the piece of paper, and I looked on it, and it was an application for the housekeeping job. And I said to him, yeah, I'll look at that. And he said, wow, that's good. He said, apply for it. I ripped the application out, yeah. I was going to put it in the morning, the same day. The housekeeper walked out of the job. He walked out of the job. Straight up, no joke, he walked out of the job. So I didn't even need to put the paper in. I got the job. I put the paper in though just so other people couldn't complain, because I was a black guy. This is in the middle of Reading, this is in Twyford. It's a 38-acre estate, and my counsellor said to me, and that's another reason why I want you to have it, because they ain't gonna like taking orders from you. I was the only black guy in the rehab. There's 15 of us in there by now. And he goes, so it's gonna be a challenge for you to weigh it all up. I was up for the challenge. I was thinking, yeah, as long as I do the job to the best of my ability and be fair in doing it, so be it. I done the housekeeping job. It was for, how many weeks was it? 10 weeks, I think it was. The lady that done the housekeeping, her name's Grace, bless her, she was hard as nails, man. You get, what she used to do, you get chits, they got a chitting system in there. It's like, they write down, I wish I should have brought some with me, you know, to say like, if you ain't had a shave, you have to have a shave every day, you have to make up your bed every day, you have to make sure your toilet and that's clean, your room is clean, everything, they just give you chits for it. I felt like someone had took me out in a big field and they stripped me naked, and I was just standing there like I was standing there now, and I'll be naked and all of you be watching me. That's what I felt like they was doing for me from the stage, that it's taking all away all my defences, all of my masks that I used to wear, all of the barriers that I used to put up to hide behind, they just stripped them all away, man. And piece by piece, they started to build it all back together again. I'd done the housekeeping job like so well. She me a work form that we had to do after I'd done the job, and said that was the best housekeeper she ever had. And she worked in that place for 8 years, man. And she never took no prisoners. What she said, they're all Christians that work in there. Everyone that works in the rehab, they're all Christians. Even volunteers, they're all Christians. That was a boost to my confidence. And after that, I thought about going for the kitchen job. So I was just getting ready to write out the application for the kitchen assistant, and the kitchen assistant walked out of the job. I swear down, no joke, man, he walked out of the job again. So that job fell into my lap. I never had to go to the social security for anything. I never had to go to the doctors for anything. I never had no problems with my funding or anything. I finished my program. They said I was a breath of fresh air in the place because my faith was so strong, and it was kind of like rubbing off on other people. Loads of the staff said to me, oh, yeah, God's definitely with you, man, because you're just different. You, from day one, you ain't complaining about, oh, you wanted to go home or you want to do this part of the program and blah, blah. You actually come here with your determination and your focus on recovery.